Hello and welcome to Mystic Science Magical Channel. In this episode, we're going to be exploring Modern Warfare 2 again. So I'm going to be going into some details of why, what's going on in the Call of Duty community, what's kind of going on, kind of like the giant fight over Call of Duty. So for years, people have always been on the fence between the two consoles. Now I'm choosing to leave Nintendo and PC out of this for their own benefits that come with them. One, Nintendo targets the children. It's more kind of like a child's console, don't get me wrong with the portability, but it is pretty awesome. Don't get me wrong. And then PC is master race. We don't argue that. So, however, let's discuss why Xbox and Sony have failed, but also succeeded with Call of Duty. Now, we know Call of Duty is a major title, and a lot of people play the games as one of the best first-person shooters available in the market. However, Call of Duty as a brand is dying due to releasing a new title every year and oversaturating the market like it's a beta you have to pay for every single year. PlayStation has had a 10-year contract with for the future COD titles, and that was their biggest mistake. Giving us a remaster of Modern Warfare 2 campaign was not only BS, but also a middle finger to us gamers, because the narrow field of vision they have had for something they think is going to be infinite has been snatched up by Microsoft, and within the shortest time possible, they did what Sony should have done, which is fixing the old Call of Duty servers. They have moved away from the eternal battle between the consoles and said, we care about our players and we are listening to what they want. Now, if this is something that is continue, really remains to be seen, because as far as I'm concerned, Microsoft knows what's up currently. Now, I am a huge Sony guy, don't get me wrong. I've never really played on Xbox. Me buying an Xbox Series S just to play this game was just me hearing about the servers being turned on. I was like, yo, or I should say fixed. So of course I jumped all over this. But what Sony should do, because they still have, I think, another year of the contract, is I would use that to either fix the previous servers on their system, as in the PS3, PS4, PS5, to where it's playable, or renegotiate their contracts for a remaster of Modern Warfare 2 with crossplay, because that would just be beautiful. Because obviously, by the surge of players that you see, kind of is what's happening. That's what we want as a community, and that's what they will endeavorly reap what they sow, I guess, in that scenario. Now, the simplicity of these games and the fact that everything was OP is what we want. We don't want a meta build that makes targeting us for microtransactions, which, judging by the boys right now, the bundles, how it's all about the ACR, which isn't the same, but it's close enough. On the new Modern Warfare 2, kind of shows it. I mean, Starlight and Homelander both use, I forget the name of the gun because I haven't really played much of Season 3 or 4 of Modern Warfare 2 because of Nick Merck's incident, but that's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, it should be about us as the consumer, and we should have a COD title that gets major updates, but under one name. So what they should do, right, just Call of Duty. No number, no nothing, just Call of Duty. It's just one multiplayer. You got the three companies. You'll have Treyarch running the zombies. You'll have Sledgehammer. I think that's the current name for the campaign, and Infinity Ward doing multiplayer. But I don't think it's called Infinity War. I know they're different names, but if they did that, they would have a very successful game, and then just release updates once a year. Just kind of like World of Warcraft, right? Where they've been going strong for a long time, and then you have like Call of Duty Classic, right? You can kind of, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily sell it, but you could sell it and say that this is like the future, or like it's just playing the basic games being remastered, kind of like how this one is currently. That would be kind of cool. I would love to see something like that in the future, but I don't know. With Microsoft owning Activision, it's really up in Microsoft's hands of what they do, and I feel like as a company, Microsoft knows more what to do, because Activision has kind of dropped the ball in several instances. Now, again, the games aren't for everybody. You know, I do, and myself do like the Treyarch multiplayers, other than this one, and Modern Warfare 3 had Specialists, and I thought Specialist was really, really cool. You really felt powerful, and you felt like a god walking around the things. And if I had Modern Warfare 3 on the Xbox, I would be playing that as well and releasing some gameplay, but unfortunately, I only have Modern Warfare 2 right now. Let's see what else is on this topic. So what they've done successful, obviously, they made a brand for themselves with Call of Duty 4, and they expanded on it into Call of Duty World at War, which is great, and then they introduced Nazi zombies when you completed the campaign, and the DLC all came with one zombie map. Now, everybody was striving over zombies, like it was like the biggest talk. Everyone was talking about zombies, strategies, how to get to high rounds, stuff like that, and I do feel like Call of Duty had made a giant tree that seemed to stretch into infinity. Now, the leaves are falling heavily, because everything that goes up must come down. You know, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And in this Call of Duty's case, I feel like with all the controversy around Nick Merck's and stuff like that, I feel like it's kind of interesting. Like, I don't think that they should have said anything about what Nick Merck said, because then again, I don't know the whole situation. I just feel like it's more like political drama that shouldn't be in a gaming company, for that matter. You're literally making one of the greatest franchises ever made in terms of multiplayer, and you're gonna remove this content for that? Kind of stupid. I think Call of Duty's overstepping their boundaries, as they're just a game. Just give us content for us to consume, because that's really what we want as a consumer, is content to consume, and that's what this game inevitably is just for us to consume content to fill our hobbies and kill time. And as long as you keep a game great and keep it going, that's what you're going to get, as long as you make us happy. And I know they gave, again, I mentioned, just going back to that Modern Warfare 2, they remastered it. They remastered COD 4, and I don't know about you guys, but for COD 4 remastered, I enjoyed it. The new weapons they gave us, I wasn't a big complainer about that. I thought it was kind of cool, because again, it's new content on a game that we loved. And COD 4 was one of my favorite games. Modern Warfare 2 definitely held a higher title because you had so much more you can do, so many more challenges, the titles, the emblems. Like, I felt like it was a nice jump forward from COD 4 into Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3, I think, went in the right step for a lot of things, but in terms of the gameplay for Modern Warfare 3, it wasn't as good, in my opinion, as Modern Warfare 2. I feel like some of the support, just adding the support kill streaks, I mean, I get it, you have some people that support and stuff like that, and that's how they were testing out different types of builds on what to do with Call of Duty. I felt like Modern Warfare 3 didn't hold the that Modern Warfare 2 had. But I mean, Call of Duty can still fix it. Now that Microsoft is under the scope, we know from what Xbox, or Microsoft I should say, has said, they have said that they're not going to not give us to the PlayStation, so you don't have to worry about that fear. But going forward, I think what Microsoft needs to look at is, by turning on these servers, what has this done for the community? Because now the community is everywhere. Now, I know with Modern Warfare 2's campaign remastered, I know they did say the reason why they didn't was because Infinite Warfare's failure was because of COD 4 remastered coming out, that the player base was split between COD 4 remastered and Infinite Warfare. But not many people really played Infinite Warfare. Now I know the whole boots thing and the jetpacks people didn't really like. I thought it was cool. I think how Black Ops, was it 3 or 4? I think with Black Ops 4 did it was really interesting. I could have swore you could get on these things, but apparently not. That might be an old school free for all. I think it's called. I lost my train of thought. But with all the Call of Duties, we can go up at each Black Ops. I think every single Treyarch multiplayer did have its own greatness in its own kind, or in its own way, in my opinion. Again, I was more of a Treyarch guy when it came to zombies, because I was a huge zombie player. Multiplayer is fun, don't get me wrong. I love my multiplayer games, but I'm gonna be honest, zombies is so much fun. Just running around, just battles of hordes of zombies. It's very fast-paced as the later rounds go, and it's more of like how long you can survive. But that's not what we're discussing. We're discussing more of like why Xbox and PlayStation. Now, as far as the beef goes between Xbox and PlayStation, it's always been a fun beef with me. Like, I'll joke around with people like, oh no, PlayStation's better. Oh no, Xbox is better. Just because it's fun. That's what we are as gamers. At the end of the day, as long as we're playing our game, especially once crossplay was introduced, which was amazing. Speaking of crossplay, in the event you didn't know, the reason why crossplay didn't exist on these games is Microsoft actually said no. Sony approached Microsoft and said, hey, let's do crossplay. Xbox being leading console at the time, the Xbox 360 said no. So whenever it came to Xbox asking PlayStation for crossplay, PlayStation said no, just like they did, which honestly, in my opinion, that was kind of petty. Granted, they did fix it. Sony did say, you know what, we'll allow the crossplay to keep going, but that was slightly petty on PlayStation's fault to say no the first time. But as far as the second time, they eventually did it because that's what we want. And as gamers, we want Modern Warfare 2 remastered. As you can tell by the surge, we want some of the older titles because some of the older titles have that nostalgic feel. And I think that's what makes remastered games make so much money, is due to the fact of the nostalgia from it. We used to have parties. People used to actually communicate with each other and have fun. Like, I have people on my friends list who I've told them I have, my PlayStation friends list, that is, I just got Modern Warfare 2, so you should jump on and play. And they were all thinking about buying an Xbox for it. But again, you're dishing out money. You gotta get headphones, all that kind of stuff. So it's not the thing of it. So hopefully I haven't ranted too much or too hard. But this is Mystical Cyan King. Or Mystic Cyan King. If you enjoyed any of this content, please cast a spell on the like button and keep the portal open for more content in the future. Subscribing by subscribing. This has been your. Oh, I already said that. Make sure to share this with your friends if possible, and if you have any kind of criticism or critiques, please make sure to hash this out in the comment section so I can either A, fix it or get better. I'm here for you guys. Thank you. Bye.